Hello, everyone. Today we're going to have a look at the handwriting of Alex Murdaugh. This is a picture of Alex Murdaugh, and he stands accused of murdering his wife and son. The trial at this time is coming to an end, and closing arguments still have to be made. This prominent third-generation attorney from South Carolina has admitted to misappropriating funds from various sources, including his law firm and even from his own clients. He also claimed he was under the influence of opioids, an addiction, he said, and more specifically, painkillers. This is the writing of Alex Murdaugh. The promissory note shows the handwriting, and it is shaky and has a lack of control. This is possibly due to drug indulgences. The disconnected writing shows the poor bonding skills and emotional detachment. The enlarged mid-zone eyes show that he presents himself socially confident and has a strong social presence. We also see that he uses different personal pronoun I's, and that suggests that he sees himself in a varying way. So a variable personal status and personal image. The second personal pronoun I with the crossbars shows segmentation. And that means, and the segmentation is where there is a disconnect between the crossbar and the stem. We see that in other lettering as well. And segmentation means a weakness of conscious thought and subconscious impulses. So combined with the overall subpar quality of the writing, integration between emotional responses and ideation is weak. We also see that certain words, quite a few of them actually, are illegible when taken by themselves, when seen on their own. This is called disguised writing. And these individuals are non-committal to clarity. The line formation is looks kind of wiggly, but call that corrugation. The ink deposits are corrugated and suggest behavioral excesses like drugs and or alcohol. This also implies an increase in anxiety. That is probably why there was drugs and alcohol involved in the first place. And an increase in anxiety and an impending mental and or physical breakdown. Corrugation also happens with people that are older in age and possible with organic brain syndrome. The signature of Alex is illegible and just a scribble. These people typically hide behind a facade and do not want to be clear. They also like their privacy. So the combination of the variable personal pronoun I's, the enlarged mid-zone I's, disguised writing, and the illegible signature typically belong to a writer who has a variable persona, feels entitled, and hides behind a facade. These writers are prone to deceive. Here is another handwriting sample that I found, and I cleaned it up a little bit for legibility. Now, the writing here has traits implying that he's intelligent, but it is also, as we can see, underdeveloped, suggesting a breakdown in psychological processes. The writing deteriorated and is called, quote unquote, disintegrated. This implies a physical and or mental breakdown and is often a reflection of active psychosis. This breakdown is also seen, the baseline that is highly variable. He can no longer control his writing. So thought processes and emotions are broken, fragmented, and typically disconnected. In this sample, we also see disguised writing. The first word came from a sentence, and I cannot make out, even within context, what it says. But the second and third word are I have. Now, the second word, have, is completely illegible when seen without the context. The final downstroke in the personal pronoun I's bent leftward at the bottom and gives the personal pronoun a crooked look. Backward pointed finals implies self-castigation and self-blame. And of course, that makes sense that he does that in these two personal pronouns I's, because he says here, you are the last person I would want to hurt, and I know I did. And that shows that he probably feels shame. So we see a man who felt entitled present himself as socially prominent and strong, but also excessive drug use we have seen. He's prone to deception and a potential for a mental breakdown. Now, all this does not mean that he murdered his wife and son. And did he? Well, during the trial, we have seen that his clothing contained gunpowder residue. So he was close to the gun that was fired. He also took a shower, apparently, because when his brother arrived, he said he had taken a shower, and the North Star system of his car, a GPS system, placed him at the crime scene. We will see what the jury decides. In my personal opinion, I think it is highly likely that he indeed killed his son and wife. The question is, and why using two different guns? Personally, it is entirely possible that he, for instance, used the one gun to shoot his wife. His son hears the noise, arrives, and since he already put the gun away, he grabbed another one close in the vicinity and shot his son. So he was a quote unquote witness.